Today on Baking with Wine, we're going to surprise you and we're actually going to make something healthy. We're going to make a health bar. Now, the health bar might look a little bit like a brownie, it might smell a bit like a brownie, it might even taste a little bit like a brownie, but you know, it contains peanut butter, which we all know is very proteinous and healthy. Contains raspberries, so fruit, sure. Now, Jamie Oliver, this is a Jamie Oliver recipe, and he might refer to this himself as a peanut butter and jelly brownie, but I just think that he hasn't quite grasped the health food movement. So yeah, pairing that today with a rose lemonade wine spritzer. Cheers. Okay, so these ingredients might look like just classic brownie ingredients, but I'm going to explain to you why that's not the case. So, 4 large eggs and 2 large egg yolks. So already we've got loads of eggs, super healthy. It's basically like an omelette, okay? Loads and loads of eggs. Next, we've got 280 grams of golden caster sugar. So golden, it's like brown, isn't it? So isn't brown rice always healthier than white rice? Yes. So we're just gonna assume that the same is true for sugar. We make our own truths, Then we've got 150 grams of plain flour, comes from the ground, basically a vegetable. 2 tablespoons of raspberry jam, has raspberries in it, enough said. 2 heaped tablespoons of peanut butter, basically just a protein bar if anything. 250 grams of dark chocolate, which everybody knows is super healthy. Dark chocolate, full of iron, couldn't be any healthier. A mountainous 75 grams of raspberries. Look at all these, you know, fresh fruits, minerals, everything we've got going on here. You know, a heaped tablespoon of corn flour, which everyone in England calls corn flour, but I've since discovered all over the world is corn starch. Anyway, it's got corn in it, it's basically sweet corn. 280 grams of butter, comes from a cow, you know, look at it like milk. Last but not least, 1 lonely vanilla pod, you know, also comes from the ground, I believe, so natural sugar. Does it come from the ground? It comes from somewhere and it's natural, and there we go. Also 250 grams of milk. Oh, no, didn't see that. So take your vanilla pod, just casually lay it down. Just slit with the knife, open it up a little bit and use the dull end of the knife to scrape out the vanilla seeds. So, just like so. Okay, so take your really sad, depressingly empty pod, take your wine obviously, and go over to a pan. I've got my cheeky custard pan out. You just want to pop this pod in there, put the little bits of vanilla seed that you scraped out in there, add the milk, and you know, just simmer together. There you go. So just stir your milk occasionally. And meanwhile, come over here. So meanwhile, you need to combine a few things for the custard. So pop your 2 egg yolks in here, and just whisk together nicely. Then you need to add 50 grams of the caster sugar, the corn flour, and also 20 grams of butter at room temperature. So once this is mixed together, you need to add the hot milk into the pan. And whisk again. And then, once this is combined, you need to return it to the hot pan for 2 or 3 minutes, stirring continuously until it's thickened. What's really important is that you don't let your wine run out. So just, you know, you've got 2 or 3 minutes, top up your wine, you know, drink some more. Sure. It warms the cockles of my English heart to see a custard thicken. Look at this thick custard. So when it's nice and thick, like so, take it off the heat. Pop in the peanut butter and mix together until combined. Then leave to cool. Preheat the oven to 180 degrees. So while your custard is chilling, literally, just bash the butter and the chocolate into a large pan and melt together. Once the butter and chocolate have melted, try to avoid devouring the whole thing. Take it off the heat. Just need to chuck in the sugar, and then you need to leave it to cool. So there we go, just mixy poos. So while that mixture's cooling, pour yourself another drink. Sure. Then grab a 20 by 30 baking tin and or other vessel. Grease it. If you're feeling particularly industrious, you might also want to line it. When this is cooled slightly, then mix in the eggs. Then add the flour. You should really whisk this, but I was too lazy to go to the drawer and get a whisk, so just mix together. So pour the mixture into the tin. Plop the custard in at various intervals. And then just use a knife to create some little swirls into pattern. Just blob the raspberry jam in all over the shop. Just random places, blob some jammy poos. And then just space out some raspberries. Look at this masterpiece. Looks like something that belongs in the National Portrait Gallery. Just pop it in the oven for 25 minutes. So when the outside of the cake is cooked and the inside looks concerningly gooey, you need to just take this out, leave it for sort of an hour. I'm just going to pop mine outside since it's still disappointingly cold here. Might as well get some use out of the terrible, terrible weather. There you go. Okay, so now what you should have is like one giant health bar. You know, if you're really healthy like me, you can just eat it as is. You know, if you're not that healthy, obviously feel free to cut it up into smaller pieces and eat it as and when. Cheers.